themselves on camera?
Oh, let's see. I think at the moment they will see my screen.
So they'll see the screen, but they won't see us? Let's see. Invite guests. Add, that's a new source. That's video. Here, I'll just go to it. And let me mute my mic so I don't get feedback here. Let me see what they see.
No, they just see my screen at the moment. They don't see. They don't see us. Why don't they see us?
Okay, let me see if I can figure it out.
No screen cover.
Okay, so live. Oh, you know why this might be fucked up? Oh no, it's working. Oh wait. Okay, so live. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So I thought I hadn't started it, but it looks like it's working. So they have your screen, but not us.
No, somehow they don't see us. Indeed, I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why either. This thing is it's much harder than it looks if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so let's see. Let me put in chat trading that we're live.
It's weird that they don't see us.
I swear to God, I have that. Well, now they do. Now we lost your screen share. Now it's back. Oh, there we go. That worked. Whatever you just did, that worked. Perfect.
Ah, yeah, there we are. Fine, great.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool. That's what we had. We had this going in the practice session. I don't know what did you do to change that? Put us on.
Oh, I just turned the screen share on and off.
Oh, okay.
Off and on.
When in doubt, reboot.
It always helps.
Okay, so now we got to see if we get any people. So chat overlays. Let's. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so. Okay, I don't think we have any attendees now. Let's see.
Everybody's gone. We
Yeah,
finally
after all
figured
that,
out how it works.
all that, people are like, ho hum. Oh, did you see at the bottom we have a private chat? If you and I want to talk, we can. Oh, wait a second. Okay, see, okay, so I was afraid that's what's happening. God damn it. Because I scheduled it. Let's see. Hang on a second. Fuck me. God damn it. I swear this was not knowing what we're doing. So the stream still shows waiting for Trade Devils. Yet I pushed live. Okay. God damn it.
There are 3 people now in.
Oh, there are. Oh, where do you see that?
In the top window, there's live 3 minutes. And there are 3 people watching at the moment.
Well, shit, I don't know where you're looking. Where are you looking? Because I just see the chat overlay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are we rookies or we are just terrible? We are just absolutely fucking terrible at this. So how the fuck do I start? So I see over here, but how do I start it? Because
no, we are live. I can see.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
because when I go here, it just says 16 waiting.
Maybe, did you maybe put in another live?
No, you know what I did? I did it. I think I have to have OBS up running.
No. I already see you have a live stream of yesterday, which is now opened.
Yeah. So I'm on live. Today's. It says waiting for Trade Devils.
Now look at the in Restream. Look at the top. It's the 29th. Do you see it?
Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
I think we opened the wrong one or something.
Maybe let's try that. Hang on. Let me. Jesus fucking Christ. God, we are so lame. Okay. All right. I think maybe that did it. Fucking hey, good God. We suck at this.
But if you go to YouTube, we are currently live. So
But when I go to it, I see waiting for Trade Devils. Oh my God, 17 waiting. I don't know how to. The only way I know how to do this is. Maybe I can do it over here. Oh fuck! Hang on. Okay, shows that we are live.
Yeah, we are live.
So,
the only thing is the title.
It shows that we are live, but goddamn, I've got a different browser open. It shows that there were 19 waiting. Son of a bitch! I don't know how to get them in.
If they just go to YouTube, they will see that we're live.
I'm on YouTube. Jesus, that is just.
Here's what I see if I go to YouTube, right? It says live stream.
Yeah, that's what I see, right? It just shows that it's not going. It shows live, but it's got to be the OBS is fucking it up. It's got to be. Since I started with OBS. Oh, wait a sec. You guys are live. Okay, fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the title was the problem. Okay, fucking hell. God, we suck at this. All right, we're gonna get better. All right, so Shinvas Predatory, you can see us live, right? So I've got one person telling me that we're good live. Jesus. All right, come here. God damn it.
Yeah. Did you share the link in the Discord, by the way, or not?
I did. Okay, so there's another stream. I know. I don't know what the fuck how that happened. It's because
Yeah, that's your OBS stream.
Yeah, I don't know how to kill that. Do I open OBS? That could fuck us.
No.
That's why, because I started it with OBS. Let me see if I can open it up over here. Well, these practice streams are so important. No, that's not working. No, it's not that. Son of a fucking bitch. This is the one I got to get rid of. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, perhaps you never. Okay, so what do we got? Is anybody? So Ivan is here. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. We're so lame at this. Okay, so someone's commenting in live stream. Okay. All right. So is that you, Erwin? Okay, good. All right. So fortunately, the market hasn't done anything, so we haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
Well, I fucked us up with the. See, when it's just me. Okay, Erwin and Sam, great update to the market structure. Good. Thanks, Ivan.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. We're not great at the live streaming yet, but we're going to get there.
Now it's just the two of us. Oh, there's one more again.
Yeah, see, I think we lost everyone who was at the other side. Oh, fuck it. Well, I did one yesterday for TDU with OBS and went out without a problem.
Yeah, but if you do it with multiple persons, you cannot use OBS.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I just reflexively, I just said, oh, I'm going to get an early start on it. So I opened OBS up early. All right, so there's Art Vandelay, Ivan, Bobber's in. All right, guys, we're slow to get there, but We'll get better eventually. Okay, so you guys are in for a treat. Most of you haven't met TDI Dev, or Baby Whale, as we all know and love him. So you get a one-on-one here with TDI Dev, right? We all know him as Erwin. And we did the polling to see what you guys wanted to kind of an Ask Me Anything session on. So that's why we're focused on the footprint chart and why he's here today. And that's his chart, actually, not mine. Although they look pretty similar because I just use the default that he gives me. Let's see how we're doing here. So there's Dan. Okay, guys. All right. So fortunately, the market hasn't done much. So despite our late fumbling start, we got a sideways market, not doing much.
Which is perfect for an EMA.
Yeah, well, it is, right? And so one of the things that, just as you mentioned, EMI, look at the EMAs going sideways, right? So we have it's just rotation.
Yeah.
So now I'm always curious what you're using, because I try and learn from you the same way you learn from me. So I see you switch every now and then from a 15 range to a 1 minute, or are you keeping both open? Because I do the same kind of thing. I keep a range and a minute based.
Yeah, I switched to the 1 minute because the 15 range is removing too much noise for me.
More. Oh, so you think less noise in the 1 minute?
Yeah, because the 15 range is just removing all that noise. If the price is choppy like it is now, you won't see that in a 15 range, because it's just forms a new bar when the 15 range breaks, right? And with the 1 minute, you can see that it's choppy, and I like to see that because you can see where the accumulation happens and the consolidation.
Look at the wick rejection on that candle just printed, and that might have shown as 2 15-minute range bar or 15-tick range bars.
Exactly. You're missing a lot of details in a range chart. So that's why I prefer the 1 minute at the moment. Yeah.
Interesting. So take note, guys.
Okay. Well, we have already 10 people in, so slowly people are coming back to the stream.
They figured out that I had us on the wrong channel. It's typical of me. We're getting better.
Yeah, we'll give them a few minutes and then.
Yeah, just out of sympathy, I'm going to go to the 1 minute on my footprint and see and kind of watch along with you. I switched to the 10 range, which I watch, but I like.
Morning, Steven.
Hey, Steven. Yeah, I like the 2 minute on the candle, so I keep that. So I keep a 2000 tick and a 2 minute, which are similar, but you do see things a little bit differently with a time-based chart. And then I keep my range bars and my 2000 tick on RT or on ETH, but I always keep an RTH as well on a time-based. All right, so up, grab the liquidity at the pre-market high and then rip it. So breakout traders already having a rough day. What's the stat? 85, 90% of breakouts fail. Yep.
Yeah, I think 80%.
Trade people learn the one they take, right? They have to learn.
80% of all breakouts fail. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, some do work, right?
Oh, thankfully. Thankfully, they do work, or we wouldn't be able to take advantage of their lack of experience, right? It just takes a couple of them to go, and then they'll keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll happily take their money, right?
Hey, Dan, thanks.
For the people in here at the moment, the idea was to do an Ask Me Anything. So if you guys have questions about the footprint chart, something is unclear, or you want to know more about some feature, then just ask, and I'll do my best to try to explain it. So, who's first with the question?
Who's got one? They're not shy in support.
No. There are a lot of support questions indeed. Yeah.
My God, some of the questions are.
And otherwise, I can show some of the stuff we added in the latest version, which
Oh, that's
is
a good
available.
idea.
It's
I
available for
haven't
the
seen it.
download, by the way. So one of the things I added lately was the small thing, but I really like it, is the alignment of the text in the bars. And you can also control it from the drop-down menu. It surprises me, by the way, how many people don't use the drop-down menu. But it's so easy to just make a few changes.
Yeah.
So here you can see the text align. It's now set to inner, and if I put it to center, then you can see the text be centered.
Oh, I hadn't seen that. Okay, cool.
And it sounds like a very small thing it is, but I'm paying more and more attention about these fingerprints, which clearly show momentum picking up. And they're also always single digits, and then it's nice if they are moved to the inner side and instead of centered. If they are centered in the bar, then they don't you don't see them that easy.
Yeah,
so
I
why.
guess your point. They don't stand out as much.
So now you can both do the left and right cell. You can put in the cell alignment, the text alignment.
Nice.
Another thing we added was a couple of options to show or hide the multiple imbalances, oversized imbalances. In the previous version, you could only hide them by making the colors transparent, which is a bit cumbersome because sometimes you just want to hide them for a moment and show them a few minutes later, maybe. So now you can just choose to show them or not. So that's
Nice.
small feature. And I think the biggest change in the last version is the auto font scaling, which I really like. So at the moment, if the bar is big enough, you can see it's just in the text is just taking up the size you chose. So if this is a 12-point Arial font, so it's just 12 points. But if you now scrunch it together, you can see that the fonts are getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, nice coding touch.
In a very smooth way.
Very nice.
And also the footprint summary table does that. Does the same. Yeah, does the same thing. So you can see it's going smaller and smaller, and finally it becomes unreadable. But yeah, it's
nice touch.
Small things which make life easier, I guess.
Great idea. Great ad. Well, the market decided to move. So now they're going to grab all the liquidity at the lows, right? So watch the breakout traders here. Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
this time.
This will be one of my entries, by the way. You can see the momentum picking up here. If you look on the left, things are moving sideways or slightly going up. Then we have this big reaction bar here, and then suddenly volume comes in. You can see it also here. Big volume at the spike, but then here to 4,200, 3,800, you can see the multiple imbalances, and here the momentum comes in. So this would definitely be a trade I would have taken. Short it.
All right, 10:07.
Okay, then I like the 1 minute NQ to see the imbalance energy as we pull back, and then trade the S looking for COT low and high building up after the POC.
Nice.
Yeah, I did trade the NQ a lot, but it's a little bit too fast at the moment for me with the volatility and all. So I switched back to the ES. And the COT low and high, I'm not sure if people know it, right? You can turn those on in the footprint summary table. So, for example, if I add a new row, you can just put in the COT high and COT low. And it's the commitment of traders. So you can find more about it on the website. And some people like Dan here are using it. I never used it actually. Did you, Sam's commitment of traders?
You know, I've not used it on a bar by bar basis. I used to use it a lot when we were looking at seasonal tendencies. When we're trading in the commodities, you'd want to see where the commercial interests were long or short. But on a bar by bar basis, no, I'm not really. As a matter of fact,
No,
I thought this perimeter traders, I'm not used to it at all.
no, I'm not using it either, but
I like the idea.
Yeah, and of course you can also put it in the I think in the bar statistics here. Yeah, if you want to.
So,
If you want to.
how are we? What are we measuring there? Are we trying to measure the professional institutional commitment? What exactly? Or maybe that's I shouldn't hit you with that, right? I can look that up.
I should know, but to be honest, I have to look it up. I don't know out of my head.
I would be curious to see how that's reflected on a bar by bar basis.
Yeah.
Well, Dan knows. Not trading NQ, but using it for the energy. Oh, that's interesting, right? To watch the NQ.
Watching it for the momentum,
approach, right? I mean, I'm sure there's days where that's really useful, and other days where they go the opposite direction. I'm just kind of watching the charts here. So we're at the, what are we at? We're at a cluster of golden zones right here. As we're at a low volume node, so you might get a reaction here. But you're well below the EMA. Right? This would be very counter trend. If anything, this would be a liquidity grab.
Okay, we have a question here from Srinivas, if I pronounce your name correctly. Does the indicator require tick replay? Yeah, the footprint indicator requires tick replay. We need to have every tick to be able to show it. So yeah, you need indeed to enable it in the data series right here. And tick replay indeed requires a little bit more performance of your PC. So make sure that you use a good PC. And another trick is to not load much of data. I see some people trying to load like 100 days of data here.
Oh, crazy!
That's not going to work with it. I always use one with the tick replay on, and normally I have some other charts here for the higher time frames. But for the footprint, I'm using just 1 day, and then it's working well. As you can see, it's working pretty good.
I've been using 3. I'm going to change that.
Yeah, 3 is fine too. I mean, it depends a little bit on your PC, right? How much you can load. But yeah, you can. This is 1 day. I mean, you're not. How far do you want to go back?
So it's only the first those 24 hours. It's not going to include the prior day at all.
No.
Okay.
And another thing you want to do is on your charts where you have tick replay enabled is that you don't want to add too many indicators to it. If you need other indicators, then it's better to use multiple charts.
Well, the only place I have that where I have probably 15 different indicators is on the 2-minute where I have buy sell momentum, the new version of buy sell momentum.
Yeah. It's a good one. So yeah, if you are going to add the support and resistance indicator to it, I would add it to another chart. In fact, I always do. Like I said, I normally have a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, and a 4-hour chart, in which I load those indicators.
Ooh, look at the size in this bar.
You can see the momentum kicking in here, right?
Yeah, but look at the volume.
Yeah, the volume also.
That's a big dump right there. And that was right at a golden zone.
These fin prints, I use them a lot because they keep me on the right side. I mean, if you just look at the chart, it's the only fin prints I see are red and red. Well, he is also red. There's one green in here, but yeah, would you go long in this sideways action? And you can see, of course, all the imbalances also red. But maybe if we get a reversal, and then we can see when how the footprint is showing that. I also like my footprint chart to be clean. I mean, I see a lot of people thinking that if they turn on every feature in the footprint indicator, that will give them an extra edge. Maybe it does, but for me, it's confusing. I only enable the features I like to see, and turn the rest off. Yeah, I like clean charts.
Well, that's one of the cool things about this indicator is that, if you want to get into the nitty gritty and get down, into all the minutia of it, you can. If you want to keep it just straight simple and, focus on price action, you can as well. So it really accommodates that wide spectrum of users.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For example, I saw some people doing something like this, where they have the left of the cell, they are printing the bid and the ask, and on the right of the cell they set the text to none, and then the background, for example, to the delta. So it gives you a clear indication of who's in control at that price level. Right, blue is bulls are winning, and red is the bears are winning, and of course you can see the profile there.
I like that. I don't hate that.
I guess it's handy, yeah.
It can be too much, right? You need to make quick decisions.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, you
something
can get
that I use a lot. Yeah, are those POCs? That's obvious resistance. And look where it went up and tested.
Yeah, it came right back. Yeah.
I use those a lot, so I have them really highlighted.
Another setup I see. Another setup I see people using a lot is this one, where the left and right are just the normal bid ask, but then they have the let's see, the delta as the background, like this. That's a thing. It gives you it gives you a clear idea where the high and the low volume is. I mean, you can right away see this dark color and this dark color. That's where the high volume is, and these lighter colors are the where the low volume is.
But boy, you lose. It's a trade-off, right? So you're going to lose. The thin prints don't stand out like they did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
a trade-off. It's just, what information do you want to see?
Yeah, you can of course give them another color, but
I like I've looked at all of them, and I always come back to default.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Most of the indicators, unless it's a color change. I see some of the guys do really interesting things with the colors, right? So they have a very unique setup. I'm the Money has a great color palette.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Well, all right. So you certainly have clear patterns in the market, right? So we go from a range to now we get a downtrend, which nicely contained within a channel. Now, that is a trade-off, right? So that's why some people, that all they need to see is that footprint. I like them stacked right on top of each other. So I have my candlesticks on one, and then right above that I have, so I can see them both. I think there's a real advantage to that. Or as you have it, side by side.
Yeah, I mean, you have like 6 monitors or something.
I have 6 on this machine. And I swear to God, I need 3 more. I kid you not, right? So because of course the Discord has to take up 1, and then there's always something else. And I've got Bookmap on 1, so I'm down to 4. I got candlesticks on 1 and footprint on. Now I only got 2 left. And then if you put a 15-minute and a 5-minute and a 2-minute, I'm out of screens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, most of the time I'm only trading on my laptop, and
I know you do it so well. It pisses me off. I'm sitting here going, God, I need 10 screens, and he's on a laptop and he's killing it.
I have 2 now because I have to have one for the live stream. But normally just a laptop. Yeah.
So just more screens is not the answer. Dorian Thomas, he's big well for the first time. I know a lot of guys are meeting you for the first time. So me as well, right? I mean, I've only been doing this for as clearly showed by my live streaming skills, just a couple of weeks.
It's going pretty sideways, right? The market.
Well, sideways until we went up and grabbed the liquidity at the highs, and then straight down.
Yeah. not much.
You got your 5 minute up?
No. So with the default settings, we are good to go. Yeah, you're definitely good to go with the default settings. All the settings should be fine, and I don't touch them. The default settings. I only use the drop-down menus to turn things on or off, which I want to see or want to hide. But for the rest, the default settings should be fine. Yeah. Don't think you need to change those, Ivan. Especially not if you're starting with order flow. I mean, if you maybe are getting a little bit more advanced, you might want to change the percentages of the imbalances or things like that. But for
It's
for
a specific
starting,
need.
I would stick with the defaults. Yeah.
Well, so one of the great things about footprint is we see it right now. So the market's rallying right up into where all that volume was, where we had that big imbalance, where all that short selling came in on that one giant bar. So I'm always looking for, okay, how does the market react there? Because if they get on the other side of that, that's a lot of volume, right? So that's a huge iceberg order that dropped there. If they can get on the other side of that, you might force them to need to cover. Otherwise, all you've done is just retrace to an area where there's likely to be additional selling pressure, because I mean, you've got almost that looks like about 1,500 contracts sold there.
Yeah,
now, as we come back to it, I can see, if you look at Bookmap, you can see the selling price, and there it is, right? So it's reacting to it right now. Went right to if you look at where you have the maroon, where there's no selling pressure, all the thin prints are on the buy side, right? As the market went down so fast. So note, we come right up to the edge of that and then get the reaction. Now, let's see if we can get through that, because the market's not going up till we get on the other side of that bar.
Yeah, a lot of people are always looking at the high volume. Right? Where's the big volume going? But I guess you should also look at where is the lack of volume, because all trends have to end, and normally a trend ends either with volume dying down or with a big burst of volume.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always looking at if I want to take a reversal like here, what happened before here? Can we see the trend ending? Well, we see a big volume here, and then it's forming a base here, and then suddenly we get here the bullish fin prints. We get multiple imbalances. So it wouldn't surprise me if the market is just going up right here.
Well, they're fighting with those guys right now.
Yep.
And we're right back to the EMA. And you got a low volume node there, so imbalance, as you would suspect, because the market moves so quickly through it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's pretty good size. That's what they need to do to take them on. Let's see, you're right back to that prior pivot low that happened at 8:30. So that's where the low volume is. So let's see if they get through it.
Yep. There's more momentum coming in. They're definitely trying to push it up.
Yep. Where's the
that's
tick,
the beauty.
right?
That's the beauty of the footprint. You can really see it. I mean, if
now it's to where those POCs are. Let's see how they deal with that, which is right at the opening range low. And the tick's neutral, but that's not a selling bar right there.
Okay, guys, do you have any other questions for the footprint indicator or any of the other indicators?
Yeah, let it rip, right?
Now is your time.
Yeah, right. This is actually a more efficient way to deal with support questions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Emails one at a time, because we get a lot of support tickets. You guys would not believe what these guys deal with on a daily basis. Okay, so we're fighting with that level. Or it's not surprising, right? It pulled back to right where you would anticipate that it would. We're on the other side of the EMA, so a little bit of a bull edge. Still a neutral tick, though. I'd be inclined to be thinking this is retrace material. Right to VWAP, right to a low volume node. And back to that opening range low. I'd be looking for a sell setup myself, right here. If we don't get too far. This tick is still neutral though.
But still, if you look the footprint, there's not really much to sell at the moment. I mean,
No,
we
there's
have
no.
bullish momentum. Yeah, we have now some sell imbalances, but not enough for me to look at shorts. I would still be long at the moment. I mean, if I was in a trade right now, I would not close it.
Yeah, if I was long, there's no reason. There's no reason to close.
No reason to. I mean, you can see it also on the POCs, right? I mean, the POCs they go up. That's where all the volume is traded. They go up every day. And there's one small inside candle where it was a little bit lower, but this one goes up again. So yeah, that can keep you in the trade. Things like that. How does the TD footprint compare with Ninja's? Well, not sure if you ever seen Ninja's trader footprint, but it's lacking like 90% of all the features we have.
Yeah, it's a good starter, right? If you're just brand new to it and you want to see what it looked like, but yeah, see, I'd be looking for shorts right here.
You would?
I would, but I mean, it's not a good down candle. But I'd be looking for I'd like to see the RSI crossover here. Low risk short right here, and you're right at the prior support, now resistance.
Well, we can see two bars now with a lower POC, although this is one still forming, but again,
it's not. It's
still bullish
it would be
momentum.
First entry short. You got a first entry short, not a second. But I'd be looking that way because we've got a channel.
Yeah.
Well, so much for that.
Yeah, that's why I say that you can
looking
see
and executing, right? They coming all the way back into that range. Now fair value gap again. I'm still would be looking short, but there's no signs of any weakness.
Yeah. So Ivan has a good question. Where would you place a stop if you were long?
Yeah, good question.
Well, first of all, I would only look for longs or shorts at places where I would expect reversals. So, for example, at this IB low, also kind of double bottom. You can see it's stalling right here, forming a base. We get bullish momentum. So this would be a place where I'd be long, but somewhere in here, maybe on a pullback, but not here. And if I have to put a stop, let's say I would go long right here on this candle after this bullish momentum, then my stop would be just at the low, so 16 ticks in this case, and that would probably be the biggest stop I would use.
That's the max I ever do.
Yeah, and then for 1-for-1 and a 2-for-1 risk I would go. So, but yeah, the stop always needs to be on below the momentum bar, in my opinion, or below the swing low, because otherwise you just risk of being stop out. I mean, a lot of traders place their stop too close to the entry, and they get they may get the direction right, so they go long and price will go long, but they get stopped out before they can capitalize on the move.
Well, if that's happening, that if it's too, you got to either reduce size and one thought, or micros. I mean, you've got to use the right stop placement is important as why you're getting long, right? Is there the appropriate risk reward profile based on where you would put your stop, right? And if not, either instead of a 3 lot, take a 1 lot, or switch over to micros.
Yeah, but let's say you got in long here and you have a 8 tick stop. Well, in this case, it was okay, but yeah, most of the times you would just get stopped out,
Oh,
even
yeah,
though you
this
had
is-
even you had the direction right. So yeah, I think it's better to have a little bit wider stop, and so the entry would be of the bullish candle. Yeah, in this case, I would have gone long here. Yeah,
Mhm. Well, now
and then
we're
you
way on the other
now
side of the now back to
yeah,
that
but
same location should be support.
yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, there's a very bullish candle here. Lots of buy imbalances. We have finprints. But the next candle, where did these buyers go? I mean, they're not here. Maybe
Left an order block.
maybe they pick up again, but yeah, you would expect them to continue, right? Especially after such momentum bar, like here.
You have your stacked imbalances turned off too. There's a stacked imbalance in that bar.
Yeah, I turn them off maybe because you can turn them on. There they are.
Yeah, I keep them on. I like to see them. Well, glad I
You
didn't
can
go
quite
short.
you can see the trend is now, I mean, pausing or stalling.
We're in a fair value gap too. You can see it on the candlestick chart as well. Between the little red bar and then the big, right? You got a fair value gap in there as well. We're on it right now.
Okay, Ivan, that's another good question. It's about position sizing. That's the way I try to do it nowadays. Indeed, if I open a trade, I will open a one lot and scale in on the way up.
Same.
But I think you will just open a two lot, Sam, and close out your scalps.
Yeah, well, if it kind of depends, right? You know, if I'm up, it kind of depends, right? So two or three would be my typical. If I'm just toe in the water, right? I'll go with one, but if I like it, I'll add three, right? Because if I see what I was expecting, I want to maximize out of it. So I might add two where I'm just looking for 5 ticks, and then so I'd end up with 2 runners.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when it
well,
goes, you got to maximize it.
Exactly. Yeah. I try to scale in as well if it goes, and start with just one lot or two lot, whatever you want, and then scale in from there.
A full stop on a 3 lot will have a huge impact in your day, right? So you got to really choose those very wisely.
Yep.
If you take a 3 on with a 16 tick stop, you got some catching up to do.
It's funny, the sun never shines here in the Netherlands, and of course, when you have a live stream, I have a sunlight in my eyes.
I can attest to that. Live stream, everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, look at this just total V-shaped market here. Down, grab the lows. It is a golden zone. It should surprise no one that the pivot low is the golden zone. And now we're up to tech the IB high. Right, our low will be our IB low, and our high is our IB high.
And that's where all the people will be looking for what it's going to do, right? It's the IB high, it's the session high, it's also near the pre-market high.
Perfect. So there's going to be a bunch of stops up there. Great day for it.
Yeah, people either take profit there or looking for shorts. So that's always the places where you would be interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, Ivan, go slow that down, right? Because if you go 3, 4, 5 and you're wrong, your rest of your day is trying to get back to even.
You see what's happening here?
Yeah.
It's the first stacked imbalance on the sell side since a long time.
Well, we just got up to the opening range high in the open, right? Which we know algos will use because they'll use anything. Back to that fair value gap and a little stacked imbalance. It is really nice for those of you that don't have the footprint, if you've got buy sell momentum, to have it show. So pretty much now with the new version of the buy sell momentum, there's not much we can't see, right? So we get a proxy of the delta via the volume speed. We get the POC, so we can see the POC. We see stacked imbalances. We can see where the volume is, right? So if that, depending on how you set it, 60 or 70%, what in the range of the candle. The only thing we can't see is now the individual size. But maybe with big prints, with big trades, right? That's another clue. Okay, this is where the size is. So if you don't have a footprint, it's a luxury, right? It's nice. It takes, it's another monitor. It's, it's more education. You got to learn how to use it. It's not as hard as it appears at first, right? People get caught up in trying to read the numbers at each price level. That's not the way to use it. I mean, unless you're you're trading off the DOM and you're looking for 2 ticks here, 2 ticks there. But then all you need is a good DOM. You don't need a footprint. You're right, Sam. It always causes revenge, right? So, right. Now, I will say this: if you're wrong, don't. There's wrong, and then there's really wrong. So don't hesitate to reverse. I will reverse if I see I'm wrong and the momentum is coming hard the other direction. I will reverse, not thinking of it as revenge. Revenge is when you're long, you get stopped out, and you're like, God damn it, I know this thing is going up, and then you're long again and long again. That's where you get yourself in trouble. But a reversal can be a good idea.
Here was your clear sign. You probably noticed I was looking at it.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bullish momentum, and then we had this bar which didn't have any bullish momentum. And then the next one came in, and you can see that the shift. I mean, the POC went from here to here. I think if I put on the bar value areas, you can see there is even a gap in the value area.
That's a signal in the auto trader, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and a gap in the fair value or in the value area. That value area gap is what it's called.
So this was definitely a signal to go short.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
about the stop placement, you saw me do it. I would probably do it like this. I would open a 1 tick below that candle. So it will be here, and place my stop at the top of the candle. So that's 8 ticks, and you're already down now for like 16 ticks. So 2 to 1.
And would you start with 1 there on that one with that nice setup?
Yeah, I would start with 1. Yeah. Okay, so this is not a good question of the Srinivas. How do you read so many numbers at once? We don't.
Good question. You don't. That's right. That's the answer.
We don't read at the numbers. We try to, at least I try to find out where the momentum shifts. What are the biggest traders doing, and is the trend continuing or not? I'm not reading all these numbers.
Yeah, and that's the common mistake, or thinking, let me say it that way. When people first get a footprint chart, they think it's about the numbers at level, right? So they're looking at that 104 to 20 at the pivot low, and then they're trying to read that, and then they see 209 to 74. They're trying to read those numbers like you're looking at a DOM. That's not the way to use it. There can be value in seeing that, but you're not trying to dissect where the next print is going to be based on the numbers. It's just insight into the candle, which you can't get without a footprint chart. If that makes sense, Srinivas. There.
My friends, let's see the difference between the custom signal and footprint and are not executing auto trader where they think it should. They see the stripe in footprint, but the auto trader doesn't fire. Yeah, that's. I see what you mean. Then the problem is the auto trader has so many filters you can enable. That although the signal might be there, one of the filters might filter it out for you. It can be profit or loss filters. It can be day of week filters, the session time filters. And then of course also the combinations, right? If you say, well, I want to have a signal a trade when 2 signals occur and only one occur, then it won't open the trade. So yeah, I think that comes with flexibility, that to then determine why the auto trader is not opening a trade, you have to really go to them step by step and see, well, if I look at all my filters and all my combinations which I selected, would one cause this trade to not open? And I'm thinking about how we could make this more clear to the end user, because we get that question more often. But I don't have an idea yet about it, how we can make that more clear. Or maybe we should draw it on the chart from, okay, this is a signal, but it's not taken because of one of the filters or something like that. Yeah, that's things what I'm playing with in my thoughts.
Yeah, guys, appreciate this, right? How many times do you get online with the guy who's writing the coding and get to influence, what the next revs look like, right? So we react based on much of what you guys give us, as in, oh, it'd be great if we did this, or oh, could we do that? I do that with Erwin half the time. Hey, could we make it do this? And he'll think about it and say, yeah, I think we can. So take advantage of this while you have that opportunity to influence how we might how we might improve it going forward, because we're always tweaking and looking for ideas.
Yeah, and about the second question, Dan, it's true. It's waiting for the next bar. You can also set it to real time if you want, and then it's just the same as the footprint. So at the moment it sees a signal, it will immediately open the trade. I don't think it's wise to do that, because you can see those signals come and gone during the development of a bar. So a lot of false signals there. I think it's better to wait for the end of the bar. But yeah, if you want to do it real time, there's an option for you.
And you can test it, right? So to test it.
Yep.
Before you go live with it, right? See which one, because I've gone back and forth between the two and ended up waiting on bar close because of essentially it's a repaint.
So here's a good how do you say it?
Momentum.
Momentum bar, where you would go long maybe, but then again, look at the location where it's happening, right? Is this the location where you want to go long? It's in the middle of the range.
And right in the middle of that big down candle, and you'd have a big stop.
Yeah, so this is not the ideal location to, and also the big stop indeed, because ideally your stop should be here. Anything less is going to get you stopped out. So I would probably skip that one.
Well, I'd be anticipating new highs here. At least the test of the IBs looks highly likely. You got a 432 lot at 90, which is a little bit beyond, right? So it's always worth noting where those are. If they're too far on the other side of the IB, they might reach for that. Because once we clear 85, there's nothing in the book until we get to 90.
It's by the way, it's something I've noticed a lot. Is how the ES works over time. I'm not sure if you have seen that, Sam, but things I've seen is that the first quarter is always the opposite way. Then at 9:45 goes the other way. So you can see it here, right?
Oh yeah, the first 15 minutes, right? Yeah.
And then the second 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 10 o'clock we often see a reversal, and at 10:30 we also often see a reversal. But that's always most of the time. Yeah, most of the time that's a pullback, and if there is a reversal coming, it will be most of the time coming at 11 o'clock. I mentioned that before. But yeah, this is something you see almost every day. There is something going on at 9:45, around 10, and around 11 o'clock.
Interesting. I've not really
Yeah.
put together that.
And of course, it's not every day, but yeah, more often than not.
Tendencies. Oh, it's just like the IB trade, right? The Madonna trade is not every day.
Yeah.
But it sure is highly regular. All right, so we're just tapping a low volume node here that the market has gone through, back and forth through. Do have a second entry short here.
All right, for those trading the second entries, note that we are working on a complete rewrite of the indicator. It's completely rewritten from scratch. Yeah, probably it will take a couple of weeks before it's finished, but that it should be nice, much more accurate than the current one, and of course free updates for all who have bought it before.
Let's see what we got here.
Any detector for ranging versus trending? I would say use your eyes. That's the best one.
I was going to say, I don't know if we can automate that.
I've tried my best to develop an indicator for it, but it's always lagging. The best way is just to use eyes.
I'll tell you what I do use a lot in the patch indicator is the consolidation. I have that very highlighted, very much emphasized. Those little consolidation.
Just look at the POCs right here. I mean, that's clear consolidation. Yeah, you have one bar standing out.
But look at the wick rejection on it.
But the moment you have two bars with POCs near each other or the same POCs, you know you're in job. Will you be doing EMAs for the volume profile and the market structure? Yeah, we could do that. If there's interest in it, yeah.
What was the question? Do EMAs do AMAs?
For the
I see it. Things. Okay, it took me a minute. I was using AUA today.
AUA?
Ask us anything.
Okay, yeah, that's another one. But yeah, if people like it, then we will do more. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, sure. That's the whole point of these, is to demonstrate, answer questions, settings, templates, whatever makes it so you have a better experience with these.
Exactly.
Well, except for that big ugly bar in front of it, not a bad looking spot here for a long. We get to the other side of that, you'd have a second entry long. But if I'm not mistaken, there's a golden zone. We're bouncing off a golden zone right now, a micro. There's nothing up ahead. So there's headroom. And the tick is neutral, so there's room for this to go up and get the IB. It's going to have to get to the pre-high. So
I would say it will go higher. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
just look at the delta.
Delta.
You can also see it at the delta, right? I mean, the positive deltas and then the negative deltas, they're getting a little bit smaller. So a look back of POCs in small range could be a type of detector. Yeah, okay. You got me there then.
That's not a bad thought, actually. I'd be looking for longs right here. We're just bouncing off of that where that stacked imbalance is.
Yeah, it could be something.
Big ugly candle. Well, hopefully we get a good Madonna trade here. It is a perfect setup for it.
Yeah, it would be nice to see it in the footprint. But would not surprise me if they hit it around 11 o'clock. and then bounce off it. But
Man, it's kind of nice. I get to just kind of watch, and I don't have to do all the talking. It's kind of nice. This is a luxury for me. It's a lot to carry it for 2 hours. It's weird because you're talking to yourself. It's a kind of a weird thing. And then there's a 30-second delay, so it makes that even weirder. You can't look at the monitor because it's delayed.
Yeah, I think with two persons it's easier because you can have conversations.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But I couldn't trade while doing this.
I know. I thought about it, but plus we're tech. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to do it unless we're registered trade advisors, which we're not.
Oh, Ivan has a question for you.
I was away for a moment. Did you say when you enter the market with one lot, you get it wrong? Well, yeah. So it would kind of depend on the location of where I was on the board. But if I see, so if I thought it was heading up or something, and I hit a golden zone and I see a sharp reaction there, and I can see that there's room below, yeah, I'll reverse. And I will often reverse. If I'm in a 1, I'll reverse with a 3. And if I'm in a 3, I'll reverse with a 5, right? So it's recognition that your setup has been rejected. Well, this is, I don't know. So we're challenging that low. 1050. It's kind of been a snoozer of a day.
Yeah, it's not too trending.
Flat EMA. So we've kind of gone from downtrend to uptrend to now sideways. Really, we're stuck between the opening range low and the opening range high.
Yeah, we're just in a range.
And also, if you look at the volume profile, we're just probing value area low, value area high on the RTA. Look at all the rejection here, all the wicks. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks rejecting there at 83 and a quarter, right there. So right there is where it keeps rejecting, and you see the POCs that are right there coming across, and there's a golden zone there. So that may be why it's rejecting. I do keep my auto fibs on the footprint chart because I want to see where they are. And you would see that we're hitting one right now. For the pivot, you could just visually eyeball it, or you can see it's right there.
So this would be a bar of interest. Notice the delta 381. It's not very high, but if you look back, it's the highest since we 10, 15 bars ago. We have bullish momentum. We have buy sell imbalances, and we also broke a mini trend line. But the location is not perfect, right? I mean, it's still middle of the range.
If you put auto fibs on there, you'd see we just banged a golden zone.
Yeah.
We got a wick through, but we didn't close above.
I mean, ideally, you want to buy here when it's low and sell here when it's high. I mean, in the middle of the range is always more.
That's where you get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're right in the middle of all the volume, right? You're smack dab you're damn near at the POC, right? Well, you're at the POC right now. Look at your POC.
Yeah.
So there's no edge there. Neutral tick, yeah, might go, right? Probably will, right? Momentum's up. And they're going to want to go test the IB high.
Yeah, exactly. That was my reasoning as well. I think they will try to test it. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, take advantage of the Q&A. How are we doing on time? 10:53. What we know? So. Perfectly stuck between the opening range low and the opening range high.
The auto fibs, yeah. I think we have.
Yeah, I put them on the footprint.
Well, yeah, but I also think we have a lot of videos about the auto fibs, right?
Oh yeah, we have lots of bits.
Yeah.
Auto fibs in another session, Ivan. Yeah. Well, I can go for 2 hours on that, so no problem on that. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. So maybe we'll do it that way. So the first question is 2 a week too many? I don't know. It might be. Maybe 1 a week is better. So Stephen, not a big user of Footprint, but this has been helpful. Great.
Okay.
AUA asks us anything. Okay, Stephen. Wait a minute, Stephen Milan. Did you change? You were Las Vegas guy. Now you went to your name from Las Vegas guy, because I certainly recognize your avatar.
Yeah, indeed.
Right, he was a Las Vegas guy. Now he uses his real name. I guess he's comfortable with us. Still at. Well, you're still Las Vegas guy. Oh, so you have 12. I do that too. I have 2 Discords because sometimes I don't want them to know who I am. Not that I'm a big deal, but I don't want to get, if they recognize it, I don't want to get a bunch of DMs. You just joined us. YouTube is my name and TD Devils. Oh, I got it. YouTube is my name and T Devils. I got it. Well, you just joined us over on the TDU side too. I saw you join us over there. I think we got that sorted out. What are we doing? God, it'd be nice if we could get this IB high test. Hey, Russell. Love it so far. Good, man. Well, there's no way it can hurt you, right? I mean, it's just additional insight that you can't quite get with a candlestick. I mean, we can get you close. Buy-sell momentum is as close as you can get to not having a footprint. I mean, really, the only thing you can't see is the bid ask.
Yeah.
And some people just they don't like it, right? They don't need it. Right? Why do I need that? Right? I'm doing just fine with my candlesticks, right? But there's speed of the volume, right? Is a nice proxy for delta, right? It's nice to see that if you're at the pivot and you're, do I take this? And you see 3 of those arrows come in. Yeah, I take it. It's a great example of divergence here if you're looking at volume, or as I do on my candlestick, looking at the force. There is absolutely no buying interest up here, none.
It's just going sideways. Is there any news today, maybe? We're waiting for news.
We got PMIs tomorrow. Yellen speaking this afternoon. Yeah, this is unusually slow, right? The trading has been the volatility has been beautiful, right? So trends stick. Uh-oh, that's you. That's your wife.
Yeah, she's calling. We have to go to the vet in a few minutes.
Oh, man.
Getting some medicine for a little guy.
Oh, I'm so sad about that.
Yeah, it's really sad.
That's death in the family, man. And it's just a matter of time now.
Yeah, it probably has weeks to 1-2 months, probably. Yeah.
Is his quality of life okay right now? Like he can still have fun on a walk and sniff and.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he likes to play and he eats normally. So yeah, so far so good. But he sleeps a lot.
Well, at least the quality of life is not terrible.
Yeah.
For all you dog lovers out there, right? Of which I am one. We have two.
Yeah, we used to have two.
Yeah, I
Soon
know.
we have none.
No, you got to get two. You got to at least a puppy, right? That's the only way you deal with the grief. You got to get a puppy. God, what a snooze fest, right? This is a great day for you guys to ask any question about anything because we're not missing anything. You're not missing any trading. Sometimes, what in a live stream, you feel like, okay, well, I'm going to sacrifice a little trading to learn something here. You're not sacrificing any trading today.
Exactly.
All right, look at the TDI. I mean, well, then now we got a little action, right? So funny. As soon as you say that, then giant bar comes in. Dull day, nothing happening. Or here's another one I say, well, they're definitely going up to get that pivot, right? That's almost guaranteed that it'll go the opposite direction. As soon as you're sure about the market, catch yourself. Well, what did we just do? We just went down and grabbed the liquidity down there. Look at the rejection, right? That's the kind of thing that a footprint gives you additional insight. Yeah, I see that rejection in the candle, but boy, is it really in your face, right? So you got second entry print, you got a thin print down there.
And this is also why you wait for the candle close.
Yeah, good, perfect example, right? I mean, the auto trader probably would have fired a trade there and you'd gotten your scalps on. But that's a big iceberg that just dropped in there. And there's nothing on the other side. Look at the thin prints on the other side of that. There's no way they handle it. Way too much size, right? So somebody's serious there. Now, you guys understand the variable that you have to recognize is that we can't be certain whether those are buys or sells, right? There's no absolute way to know that. So sometimes a huge order like that can be, even it looks like they're selling, that could be a limit order on the buy side. You don't know, and that doesn't look like that's the case, but that's a big market order.
Yep.
So what you want to look for is size that really stands out. What's interesting is the POCs are in alignment on those two bars side by side. That's after that huge dump. Well, that'll be an interesting test back at the IB mid as it kicks back to it. How can you tell trap orders on the footprint? Well, as in trap traders, Russell, is that what you mean? That will certainly, that, I mean, that it's kind of what we're just talking about, right? So if you look at his footprint chart where all those thin prints are on that one big bar, well, that would potentially be a lot of trapped shorts if we get on the other side of that candle, right? So they're going to have to cover. That's probably how I use it most, because I'm looking for trap traders. Where are they wrong? Which in a couple of my live streams, I kind of focus on that. Where do they have to cover? Because that's a big size, right? We get on the other side of the pivot high of that candle, they are definitely covering, right? Which would give it a kick to get up towards the IB high.
Yeah, and the same goes always also for the opposite, right? I mean, if you go to these guys, come on.
Yeah, they're trapped on the wrong side.
Yeah. So there.
Trapped longs.
Trap longs.
So remember this though as well. Okay, so when we get up there, what are those longs likely to do? Right? They're going to say, "Oh my God, it came back. Thank you. I'm getting out." Right? So that can be what shapes the resistance there, because those trapped longs are going to sell because they're like, "Oh, thank God it came back to break even. I can get out."
Yeah, well, so there's not really a signal or a marker for trap traders, because there's not one definition for it. Everyone has its own definition about what trap traders are. It's kind of marketing hype, I think, because they are everywhere. I mean, those guys who were short here Did they wait all those time until here? And probably not. Probably they closed
Oh yeah, they covered.
their
Oh, yeah,
shorts. Yeah, and the same here. Those four guys here who bought something.
No, not those four. I mean the ones in the big candle.
Yeah, also yeah, but I mean you can see them in almost every candle trap traders.
Yeah. Sometimes it really stands out when you have big size, like we had at that where all those thin prints are.
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost think of every wick is a trap traders. Right? Every wick rejection where you leave that big wick, trap traders.
Yep.
So we're right back in the middle of the range. So what we went down to the edge of the opening range low. You don't have IB on there. I thought you did.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, you don't have your opening range.
IB mid. I don't think I have the opening range. I can. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. If you turn that on.
Yeah, it's on. But it's very the opening.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the opening range low and the opening range high are the range that we're in. So after all this volatility, consolidation, at least for the morning. Now that can, it's unusual to stay in this tighter range, at least lately, for the entire day.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless we're waiting for big news.
I have to sign off. I have to go to the vet.
Okay. Understand. All right.
We should do this more often.
Yeah. This was easy. Good. Once we got it figured out, our problem is always getting started. Once we get started, we're okay.
Then it's fine. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Here, I'm going to sign off as well. Russell, I'm using a 4,500 tick for a footprint. Okay, that's a big one. You might have a smaller one for entry as well. So look at all you've learned just looking at the 1 minute. Right, it's good. You know, we have a lot of range bars users as well. Anyway, okay, because I know Erwin's got to go, so I'll let you guys go. All right, and
bye guys.
I'll be back on Tuesday, I think. All right, so we'll wrap it here, guys. Okay, take it easy.